What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Fossil Cup, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing a pretty fun double water flying team with Pelipper and Dragon Breath Gyarados in the back. These battles were taken a couple days ago when I had not yet pushed through to Veteran, but I think this team is still really strong in the Fossil Cup meta. We have just one day left in this meta, so if you're looking to try out a new team and give some Dragon Breath Gyarados some play there, feel free to run this one. It's been doing pretty well for me. Reggie is obviously, you know, one of the top picks in the Fossil Cup, and then the thought process here is that you have two Pokemon in the back that can handle if you run into a fighter lead or if you run into a Mudboy lead. Now, depending on what the lead is, typically I'm going to be swapping Pelipper, but sometimes you will see me safe swap the Dragon Breath Gyarados, and sometimes it baits out a Lanturn and we're actually able to flip that matchup. But very favorable lead for me against the Ferrothorn. My opponent catches a move on Jelly. They were trying to anticipate the Focus Blast, but I ended up throwing Zap Cannon because I felt like they were going to swap out of there. I'm going to catch a move on my Gyarados. Now, if I had a Shadow Gyarados, I definitely would be using that just for the higher damage output, but this is pretty much the only Gyarados I have built for Great League. Gonna sack the Gyarados to the Ferrothorn. I still have my Registeel, but it is getting very low. I have a shield advantage, and I'm hoping that Pelipper up a shield can sweep whatever's in the back. If there's a Lanturn in the back, that's definitely the worst case scenario for me. My opponent ends up shielding again. So I'm very curious as to what they have in the back. Something that's weak to Reggie. And they're able to successfully catch on their Pelipper. Really nice play. My opponent is playing very, very well. But I'm going to instant swap into my own Pelipper here. All I need to do is be able to land the Hurricane on the Ferrothorn, and we're looking pretty good because I know that I win the CMP tie. Because I successfully shielded up the Hurricane, I know I'll be able to farm down and then land that Hurricane to take that game. Good game. Okay, Jelly in the lead. Honestly, if you're seeing a lot of Jelly leads in your ELO range, Registeel is a really solid response to that, but make sure you have Zap Cannon on your Reggie. I have encountered a couple scenarios where my opponent ends up like double shielding their Jellicent and taking it to the 2-shield scenario. That gets a little bit sketchy for Reggie in the 2 shields, but my opponent once again tried to make a catch anticipating that I would throw the Zap Cannon, but I had a feeling that they would do that, and so I'm able to land the Focus Blast on the Ferrothorn. Out comes Swampert. This is where I immediately swap out because I have 2 better responses to this in the back. I know that they still have the Jellicent, but Gyarados being able to hit for neutral damage with the Dragon Breath and super effective damage with Crunch, I know will have a lot of play against that Jellicent. So out comes the Jellicent once again, and I'm going straight for the Hurricane here. And I do get the final shield. I have energy banked on Reggie, so we are looking very, very good here. And I still have a full health Gyarados. They go for a Bubble Beam bait. I swap in the middle of their Hex to guarantee that I can get this energy off. Down goes the Jelly. Out comes the Swampert once again, and this was a very dominant win for this team. We were able to keep everything aligned where we needed to and had all 3 Pokemon alive at the end of the battle there. Good game. Okay, the Reggie mirror match. I like to throw Zap Cannon on the first move to get that debuff, because then 1 Focus Blast after all the lock-ons isn't nearly as threatening. However, I have had some opponents that have no-shielded this first move anticipating that I'm throwing the Zap Cannon, and it has not worked out very well for me. So throwing the Zap Cannon means that you are behind in energy, but I'm going to opt to shield this Focus Blast and see what my opponent wants to do. I'm always over farming just a little bit before I throw this move in case my opponent swaps out. I want to have some residual energy. But they're able to get to this Focus Blast, and now I'm anticipating them swapping. So I'm trying to click the charge move there, but the game lags for a turn, and Lucario gets 2 counters before I can even make a move. Really unfortunate for me, and so now we're in a very devastating position here. Even though I have Pelipper aligned with the Lucario, they still have that Registeel with loaded energy. Well, Reggie with not too much energy, so I concede the match there. I was, gonna be honest, I was pretty frustrated with that one turn lag that I got. All that energy on my Registeel went to waste, but that's okay. Out comes Shadow Swampert, gonna meet this with Pelipper. But in the 2-shield scenario, Shadow Swampert can actually kind of put up a fight here. It just gets to these Hydro Cannons so quickly, especially if you give it a significant energy advantage. So I will shield once, heavily overfarm, and then I know that this energy from Pelipper is going to go places. They end up shielding. That's fine by me. I will shield twice, continue to overfarm, because once again, I know that this energy on Pelipper is going to be pretty valuable. So I throw this Weather Wall. They let the Swampert go down. Out comes the Ferrothorn once again, and we are able to get to a Hurricane. You see me throw in the middle of the Bullet Seed animation so they cannot catch. The Hurricane lands. And then I'm going to throw a Weather Bolt, just getting as much chip damage as I can here on this Ferrothorn. They're able to survive, and in the back is an Escavalier. This is where having Dragon Breath is a little bit scary because it does hit for resisted damage. They're going for the Acid Spray, smart play. I need to burn their last shield with this Crunch, and then swap to Reggie and try to get to a move. Oh, I forced them to expend energy here, anticipating that it's going to be the Acid Spray. Now I can swap out. All I got to do is get to this Focus Blast. And I'm able to get there before they reach a Drill Run. Down goes the Escavalier, and the Ferrothorn in the back does not stand a chance against Reggie. My opponent is running Ferrothorn in the lead and Escavalier in the back. It's very interesting choice there. I don't know what they would do if they saw a Mawile in the lead. But Magcargo, what in the world? I had never seen one of these in the Fossil Cup. And then out it comes. Ludicolo, Razor Leaf Ludicolo comes out here. In this matchup, I do typically go for the Weather Ball bait on the first move, because then I can successfully get to this Hurricane. I either take 2 shields here or I win switch advantage. They let the Ludicolo go down. Out comes Magcargo, gets even more of a farm, but I have Gyarados for this. Hopefully they're not running Rock Tomb, but this opponent is running Stone Edge, so I can safely shield that up. And I'm going to throw this Aqua Tail before they throw another move. And it would hit for double super effective, so it would do a lot of damage there. My opponent unfortunately overtaps there and does not throw a move. This Aqua Tail is going to take out this Magcargo. In the back is Pelipper, and this is game over. Good game. You can see this team is just going on an absolute tear here in this video. Pelipper in the lead, you love to see it. My whole team is kind of neutral or positive against Pelipper, so I'm totally fine with this in the lead. I have a feeling that they might try to catch on something, so I'm over farming and then trying to be patient with my energy. They end up shielding and then swapping out. Oh my gosh, it's a Lanturn in the back. So I have to stay in this because Pelipper and Gyarados would get absolutely melted by this Lanturn. I'm going to throw a Zap Cannon on the first move, drop their attack. And now I only need to land one more charge move here. So I'm looking to go for the Focus Blast, but I have to make sure that this Lanturn gets out of the picture. I farm up again, and I'm going to throw this Focus Blast. Please let this go. Thank goodness they let it go, and I'm looking to swap into my Pelipper immediately. Now that I've seen Lanturn off the field, I feel like Pelipper is going to be fairly safe, because I did not want to get farmed by their own Pelipper. You see me throwing Weather Wall here. I want to force the CMP tie to get whatever damage I can off on this Pelipper. There's a case to be made. I should have shielded that Hurricane, but I'm not quite sure what's in the back yet. What is in the back? We don't know. I bring out my Gyarados, hitting for neutral damage here, and it's a Registeel. This is very, very bad for me. I'm going to throw Crunch on the first move here. Zap Cannon is obviously going to one-shot my Reggie. I need to somehow be able to make a catch on my own Reggie or get in a scenario where I can outpace this Reggie to a move. Going to swap to my Reggie right here, force them to expend their energy, and now that I'm hoping that I could just get to 2 Aqua Tails here. I'm already at 1. So I'm going to throw an Aqua Tail right there. It takes Registeel 15 turns to get to Focus Blast and 16, I believe, to get to Zap Cannon. and it only takes Gyarados 12 on the first 2 cycles. So, oh, and this is the unfortunate glitch. The opponent actually ended up catching the move, but the game did not visually show me, and so the Registeel still lived. Another unfortunate end to that match, but really well played by my opponent. Okay, Escav lead, really bad. Gonna swap right into the Gyarados. Out comes Razor Leaf Ludicolo. And now I swapped the Gyarados into the Escavalier because it's technically like my soft check to the Escavalier. Pelipper is definitely the better response because the wing attacks hit for neutral. Now my opponent shields and we simultaneous feint. So I just completely make a guess here. I opt to bring in Registeel, they bring in Jellicent, and we now have the alignment that we need. Gyarados gave us a shield advantage. I was actually able to simultaneously feint that Ludicolo. So I just mirror my opponent's playing here. Right when they swap, I'm going to swap as well. We're up a shield. I no-shield the Acid Spray, and then my opponent concedes the match there. Good game. Swampert lead, really bad, but we have 2 better responses in the back. I'm going into Gyarados here, and they bring out a Registeel. So I'm going to go straight for the crunch here. They were kind of slow swapping out. So I'm hoping that I can get a good amount of energy off onto this Registeel. I'm going to try to play this to the 2 shield scenario, and I want to burn their shields. If I can try to burn shields, I know that late game I might be able to land a Focus Blast with my Registeel on their Swampert and potentially take it out when their shield's down. So I have to shield up this Zap Cannon once again. It would take out like 4 Gyaradoses, hitting for double super effective. I'm at back-to-back Aqua Tail here, and I'm really trying to fight for switch advantage. They end up shielding that, and then I'm going for Crunch. It does slightly more damage here. There is a case to be made. I should try to catch the Zap Cannon right there on my Reggie, but down goes the Gyarados. I think I end up bringing in Pelipper here to farm down. Yeah, I already know that there's a Swampert back there, and they have their own Pelipper. I know that I'm ahead in energy. I'm keeping track of their energy, and I catch the Hurricane on my Registeel. I have the Hurricane banked. Pelipper is now energy dry. Out comes the Swampert once again. They have to Earthquake me to take me out, and I have a lot of energy stored. But they go for Hydro. Maybe they're not running Earthquake, and they throw another Hydro. They farm up a little bit extra. That's fine by me. I have the Hurricane stored, and I'm past the Hurricane, so I know that I will outpace the opposing Pelipper to get to Hurricane as well. So this is a pretty solid end to this game here. Able to take that game and come back from that difficult Swampert lead there. Good game. It's always satisfying when you get to land a Hurricane with Pelipper. Reggie into Escav, really bad. So I believe I used the Gyarados on the swap here. Yep, gonna swap Gyarados. Here comes Lanturn. In theory, this is bad because the sparks are hitting for double super effective, right? But unlike Pelipper, you're able to hit back for neutral damage here, and the Lanturn cannot farm you all the way down. If they get greedy and try to farm you all the way down, you're going to win switch advantage, or they're going to have to shield. The Lanturn has to commit a shield, and now my Registeel can come in, lock on down the Lanturn, have a move stored, so when the Escav comes in, I'm able to threaten it with a lot of energy. I do end up shielding the Hydro Pump, anticipating that they were going to go for the big move there. They get to another move here. There's no way I can... Oh, I end up shielding 2 Hydro Pumps and fully commit to the farm. Okay. In hindsight, I don't quite know if that was the play, but I'm going to rip off 1 Focus Blast. Potentially try to catch a Drill Run on my Pelipper, but the game desyncs and kind of stutters, so I'm not able to keep track of how much energy my opponent has. I swap into Pelipper, and in the back is a Jellicent. I really needed to be able to execute the Drill Run catch on my Pelipper to make this endgame a lot cleaner. I will be able to get to a Hurricane here, and then I just really need to get to a Weather Ball, or put their Jelly in a range where I can lock on it down to get to another move. They throw a Bubble Beam, and then I'm going to throw this Weather Ball here, and then I go for an undercharge because I want to be able to lock on this down, get any energy that I can. I'm able to get there. Can I get to the Focus Blast? Yes, perfect amount of farm, and I'm able to barely not KO the Escav and then lock on it down. That was a very difficult game. Good game. Reggie into Jelly. This is exactly where you want to see it. They swap their own Reggie. This is kind of a yikes because our counter to Reggie is our own Registeel. So we have to play this out. I'm going to throw the Zap Cannon here. This might be the opponent that no shields this. Okay, they do end up shielding. I definitely encountered a couple opponents that no shielded the Zap Cannon, and I was blown away. I cannot believe that they did that. They're going straight Focus Blast, so I know that I'm going to get outpaced. Okay, this is the dumb move. This is the dumb move. Oh, man, they no-shield the Zap Cannon. Why did I not just go Focus Blast there? That's a great question. That was just a terrible play on my part. And now I really have no way of taking out that Jelly. I preserve my Reggie. I get a jump start on energy with my Pelipper, but their Reggie is loaded. I'm down a shield. Things are not looking good for me here. I survived this Shadow Ball. And then I need to try to get as much damage off onto this Jellicent as possible. I'm able to get to this Weather Ball here. I don't think this will KO, but it should put it in a range where I can potentially wing attack down. They throw Bubble Beam here. That's going to knock me out. Okay. Their Reggie still has a move stored. And it's going to one-shot pretty much everything that I have. They end up bringing in Lucario. And this is just very bad for me. They shield it. The Dragon Breath is resisted. They're going straight for the nuke. I'm able to get to this Aqua Tail at least, but the Shadow Ball is absolutely going to knock me out. Out comes the Reggie once again. And I was hoping that maybe they provided me with a win con here, but even if I farm them down with Reggie, Lucario is going to win CMP. And so my opponent definitely has this game really well played to them. We have one battle left in this video. Lucario lead, very terrible. We go into Gyarados on the safe swap here, and it's met with a Lanturn. Oh my gosh. But we bait out the Lanturn, so Pelipper will hopefully have play against something in the back. No defense fell on that crunch, unfortunate. Okay, this opponent recognizes that they have to throw energy with their Lanturn, so I will shield and try to fight for swap. If they shield, I know that I can lock on them down. That's totally fine by me. That is the perfect health range to get a nice hefty farm with Registeel. And when that Lucario comes in, going to be able to burn that final shield. They do go for the Hydro Pump. Nice play. But that is a great farm. Out comes Lucario. Immediately go for the Focus Blast here. Most likely a Jellicent in the back. And that's exactly what it is. My opponent was so fast to the response on all these swaps. I no-shield this, and I call the Bubble Beam, so that's a very nice play. But they're going for straight Bubble Beam here. Really unfortunate for me. I mean, I preserved the shield, but now this Hurricane is really not going to be threatening at all. I do land the Hurricane. It does, like, no damage. I'm going to throw another Weather Ball, and again, I want to try to set myself up for a scenario where I can lock on down and then land the Focus Blast. So I'm going to no-shield this and then try. I could have shielded that, but unfortunately, I'm just not going to get enough energy to take out this Lucario. Fun team, really well played by my opponent. If you all appreciate the content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.